88.9
WERS.
Welcome back to You Are Here. I'm your host, Katherine Barnes, and you've joined us for our hour on the arts in Boston. For some who have dedicated their lives to dance, it means much more than moving the body. With Black Swan a hit at the box office, this form of artistic expression has America's attention. But is this psychological look at obsession and perfection a true reflection of the dance world? It has caused debate between dance enthusiasts, and reporter Jessica Dyer helps facilitate the conversation. She takes a look at dance today, the many forms it takes, and the passion behind the pirouettes.
Though the big film Black Swan is being nominated and honored by big-name award shows, the dance industry is swarming with mixed feelings and criticisms on the way it portrays the world of dance. The controversy of the dramatic film has drawn a major divide between dancers and their unique views. While some believe that Black Swan brings truth to the public about the cutthroat competitiveness of dance, others argue that the industry is in fact warm and welcoming. Marlena Yannetti, a former Broadway performer and current dance director at Emerson College, is outraged by Black Swan's portrayal of the ballet industry.
Most of the people that I knew who were in ballet companies were not that neurotic or even psychotic. They were so focused on themselves and perfecting their own technique that they really didn't look at other people with resentment.
Betsy Graves Ackerstein, director of Urbanity Dance, feels that there's more to ballet than what Black Swan shows.
I was walking down my street here in Boston, and one of my neighbors stopped me in my tracks, and he said, "Oh, Betsy, is that really how the ballet world is?" What we didn't see was the positive side of dance.
However, Fontaine Dubuque, artistic director of Exit Dance Theater, begs to differ.
I think it opens people's eyes about what these ballerinas go through, batting their shoes around, all the full days and days of rehearsal. And ballet, in particular, is a very tough profession. They don't have any toenails left. Their feet are beat up. It's a pretty tough profession, and I think that if people saw that in this movie, then they saw the reality of it.
Black Swan has also been a topic of indifference. There are dancers who discredit it simply because it's a form of entertainment, not reliability. This is true for Lisa Mara, director of DanceWorks Boston.
The movie industry is just that. It's supposed to tap into make-believe and create plot lines and take an audience someplace that it's not used to going. So I personally think it should be kept separate.
Some believe that despite the portrayal of the dance industry, any publicity is good publicity.
Any publicity, good or bad, is good for the dance world, I think.
But is the dance industry really so competitive? Ballet has repeatedly been portrayed as an intensive form of dance, pushing ballerinas to their breaking point. Even if Black Swan may be exaggerating, is there any truth to it? Mara explains the accuracy of the film.
You can be a good dancer, but I think that it's really difficult to be a terrific performer. And that's where I think they're in some ways accurate with portraying that cutthroat element. And the reason why I personally haven't gone and pursued dance as being a competitive dancer because of the fact that it is so competitive.
Dubuque, however, feels that competition can be intense no matter what passion you pursue in life.
Anything that has to do with competing is cutthroat, unfortunately.
It's true that hard-hitting films draw large audiences. Black Swan earned over $145 million worldwide. But how has the media actually affected dance? Ackerstein Graves at Urbanity Dance points out that it has become more popular.
It's made dance more accessible. It's brought dance, for better or for worse, into the living room of lots and lots of families throughout the United States, whether or not they can actually afford a ticket to go see Boston Ballet's The Nutcracker.
Mara also argues the dance has evolved.
Ever since mainstream shows like America's Best Dance Crew and So You Think You Can Dance, and I know Paula Abdul just launched her new Live to Dance show, I've noticed that there's almost been a fusion between the different forms of dance.
So what is the most popular form of dance now? What has the media shaped dance into? Many in the dance industry have different ideas, hinting to the expansion of dance and the many unique styles today. One popular topic, though, was the evolution of contemporary dance. Anna Meyer is a contemporary dancer and sees the potential of the style.
I find that there's a lot of dancers who were trained in ballet that have gone over to the contemporary dance scene. I think contemporary dance is more popular than it used to be.
But is contemporary just a trend? Graves Ackerstein doesn't think so.
I don't think that contemporary dance is just a trend. I really see it as a stepping stone.
Though contemporary seems to be popular, there are many other styles of dancing on the rise. Salsa, hip-hop, and even the nerd dance, as Graves Ackerstein calls it, are gaining popularity.
So I feel like the dance world is becoming more open-minded. Nerdy dance is in right now, so, that's actually a style right now. The weird dance is kind of cool.
Meyer sees the popularity in salsa.
Well, it seems like Latin dancing seems to be quite hot these days.
I think hip-hop and sort of street jazz and what you see performed, in the NBA and on the sidelines at professional sporting events, I think people want to dance like that.
All of this media attention clearly puts the world of dance in the spotlight and revives it. But the television can only go so far. With today's poor economy and the ease of sitting on the couch, many opt out of buying tickets to a live dance show or taking a dance class. This theory is called cocooning, as Graves Ackerstein calls it.
Cocooning is just this trend that we're seeing that people would rather stay inside and experience art in their homes rather than, going out and actually experiencing something live. When I travel to other areas in the United States, I really find that this trend of cocooning really does exist. People aren't, number one, going out and seeing shows, but even sadder, number two, they're not interacting with this work. They're not making it their own. They're not dancing themselves.
Mara feels the same.
Based on the economy, it's hard for people to go out and spend $10, $20 on a ticket of a show they may not like. I just think that everyone's become so busy these days that it's sort of unfortunate.
Despite their differences, though, many dancers agree the best way to see dance is to see it live. Yannetti values the art of live performance and takes it to heart.
Some of the best dance I've seen has not been on television, but in shows.
Graves Ackerstein feels the same.
There's no better feeling than watching a live dance performance, feeling the sweat dripping off the dancers' bodies, hearing their breath, being in that communal experience.
Has dancing itself started to lag instead? A recent form of dancing that has become especially popular is called Zumba. Zumba is a Latin-inspired dance program created by Alberto Perez in the mid-90s. Zumba is offered as a dance class at many studios and brings in many students.
Even this whole Zumba movement, which is amazing. Let's get people dancing in other ways so that they don't have to be, taking a formal class.
The same happened to Debut.
It's getting a lot of exposure, and I think more people are trying dance. And now with Zumba out in the gyms, and then I got a call from a woman who wanted to teach it at my studio. But that is exciting. More people are dancing now.
The media's use of dance, whether good or bad, has truly tapped into the hearts of dancers and simple consumers, spawning heated debates and heavy films. Will this flurry of excitement concerning dance continue, or is it just today's trend? Some in the dance profession appreciate the attention, but others believe the media is representing dance in an altered light. But with so many varieties of dance offered throughout Boston, they hope the sudden popularity will inspire Boston citizens to find the truth and passion behind dance. For You Are Here, I'm Jessica Dyer.
88.9 WERS and WERS.org.
Welcome back to You Are Here. I'm your host, Catherine Barnes, and you've joined us for our hour on the arts in Boston. From the carefully composed walls of the Museum of Fine